Hello, everybody. This is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor, and welcome to this BCI podcast number 115. This one is titled Establishing Our Cost Basis When Rolling Out and Up on Two Different Days. We're going to be using a real-life example with Global X Silver Miners ETF, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol SIL. Well, let's launch this podcast by first defining what is rolling out and up as it relates to the strategy of covered call writing. Well, this certainly is one of the exit strategies available to us and one that we will use frequently. It's when the short call is in the money as expiration is approaching and we decide that we want to retain those shares. So what are those shares worth? What is our cost basis at the time that we roll that option? Let's say on or near expiration Friday, before expiration actually takes place. What are our shares worth when the strike is in the money? Let me give you a hypothetical example. Let's assume for a moment that we purchased 100 shares of stock at $38 and then sold the out of the money $40 call option. And now as expiration is approaching, the stock is trading at 42, leaving that 40 strike in the money by $2. Well, rolling out and up means that we're going to buy back that $40 short call that's about to expire and then sell a further out, it could be next month or next week, higher strike price, $45 strike as an example. So what is our cost basis? Well, if we're comparing rolling the option out and up to just allowing assignment and allowing our shares to be sold, taking no exit strategy maneuver, well, our shares are worth $40. That's what we would get if we took no action and rolled that option. So when we're looking to determine what is the best trade to make at that point in time, we must compare apples to apples. If we allow assignment, our shares are worth $40. That's what we're going to get. If we roll the option, we have to use that very same cost basis, $40. Now let's move to a real life example with SIL. On July 6, 2020, this equity was trading at $36.93. The covered call for the 7/17/2020 expiration, $36 in the money strike, was sold for $1.45. So folks, this is going to be about a 12-day trade, okay, or an 11-day trade. And that return on the time value component of the premium is 1.44%. That's only for an 11-day return. So that's pretty robust. Now, on 7/17, as expiration is approaching, SIL was trading at 41.14. Remember now, we had sold the 36 strike. So that leaves the 36 strike $5.14 in the money. If we take no action, what are we going to receive? $36 per share. Now, we buy to close that 36 call, and the buy price was $5.20. So that represented 6 cents of time value as expiration was approaching. And we did that on Friday. Now, the following Monday, we let it ride through the weekend. We didn't roll the option yet. What we did was we just closed the near month short call at that price of $5.20. Now, on Monday, SIL started to move up in price. And by midday, it was trading at 43.14. So it was $2 higher than it was on Friday. What cost basis should we use at that point in time if we're looking to sell a 1 month out, August 21st, 2020, $45 call? What cost basis should we use? Remember, we used the $36 cost basis if we had rolled it on Friday, but the price had moved up to 41.14. But now it's Monday, and the price has moved up even further to 43.14. If we were looking at a price chart of SIL during these trades, those of you who are also watching this podcast, you could view it on the screen. But for those of you who are not, I'll describe it. On 7/6, when the trade was entered, SIL was in a slight price increase. It had been consolidating and started to move up. On 7/17, expiration Friday, when the buy to close was initiated, it had gone up even further. And then on Monday, 7/20, it really started to increase in value. And that's when the second option was rolled out and up. Since it had expired on Friday and we took no action, it was almost the same thing as just starting a new covered call position. What price should we use? Well, if we took a look and see how much it cost us to unwind, the time value cost to unwind that $36 call, we would see that it was only 0.17%. That's how much time value it took to close that short call on Friday, because the time value component of that premium was very small. Most of it was intrinsic value, which basically buys up in an unrealized way the value of our shares. Then on Monday, our shares went even higher. Well, whenever we initiate a covered call trade, the price we use as our cost basis is the price at the time of the trade. That will give us, that's what we have. That's what we have in our back pockets. Right now, we have 100 shares of SIL at 43.14, not at 36, not at 41.14, but at 43.14. So when we're doing our calculations for our initial time value return and upside potential for the 45 1-month out strike, we have to use 43.14. The option premium was $1.15 for that 45 strike. And then the calculator will tell us, and this is one of our BCI covered call writing calculators, the multiple tab. It will tell us that the return on the option, $1.15 on a cost basis of 43.14, is 2.7%. And remember, this is a 1-month trade. We also have upside potential if SIL moves from current market value of 43.14 up to that 45 strike or beyond, actually. So that means there's the potential for a 7% 1-month return with this particular trade. Once again, the cost basis we're using here after closing the initial short call and initiating a new trade on the following Monday is the 43.14, the current market value. So let's summarize now. When rolling out and up, it implies that we're closing a near month call and opening the next month's higher strike if we're rolling out and up. And it's normally done simultaneously. But if these trades are executed on different days, it's closed on one day and then a new trade is executed one or more days later, our cost basis for the new sell to open trade is the price of the stock at that given point in time. That's the cost basis we must use to get accurate calculations for our initial time value return and upside potential or downside protection if we're selling an in the money call. Using this analysis will allow us to make the best trading decisions at any given point in time, period. Folks, I want to tell you about our BCI package. I always do this on our podcast. We call it BCI as an acronym for our best and most comprehensive investment package ever offered by the blue collar investor. There's 18 components to this package. We have 6 online video courses with downloadable workbooks. We have 6 calculators created by the blue collar investor and found nowhere else. We have 5 of our best-selling books. Topics are both covered call writing, selling cash secured puts, and related strategies in ebook format. And we have our annual or 13-month premium membership, where you get 4 reports of eligible securities, as well as a huge educational component, which includes our ongoing and never-ending video training courses, which also includes our complete library of Ask Alan videos, our in-depth Blue Hour webinar series, and we add one additional training video each month. Some months we add two. You can get more information on our BCI package at www.thebluecollarinvestor.com. Click on the link at the top of our web pages that says BCI package. There's information as well as an explanatory video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to and or watch this BCI podcast number 115, establishing our cost basis when rolling out and up on 2 different days. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and more importantly, I hope it puts some cash in your pockets. As always, this is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor. Take care, everybody.